through that Tessa ult charm, the Viper ult charm, and having it available when you want it is very important. Sometimes it can save you from certain death at times. But we're gonna have to wait and see if we get a look at the F2 coming in and getting some value over the F1. But for now, 521 and J Team are fighting it out over here in the ruins of this village. J Team actually coming out on top as well. 521 losing 2 members already. I'm not sure. Oh no, wait, they did lose all 3. All 3 going down to J Team. J Team picking up 3 quick eliminations. Is this the start to the J Team comeback? Is this the game?
Be.
40, 45, 50 point game? That's what they need? Is it possible?
It's going to be very difficult, ladies and gentlemen, but a team that actually could be in contention of getting a 20-point game did just lose their first lives here, as it is going to be WBG going out pretty quickly to Team EWG, who also does need a huge game to qualify for finals. 521 as well, gone out pretty early. Another team that definitely needs to pick up the pace. All of the teams that are trying to be in contention for that 12th place to beat out JJH have all gone down early. WBG, 521, EWG, XCG, other than J Team, which is a team that has a very difficult shot at doing this, have gone out with either 0 or 2 kills on EWG's part here. Pretty mellow early game. KLA gone out pretty early as well. Haven't seen too much from that top team OUG coming out this game. It's going to be difficult if they want to get into that top place. They're going to need to have a little bit more of an explosive game at the start. And J Team already aggressing back onto 521 here as ZE taking point on this onslaught, as 521 Pampy already has a purple longsword in hand. This could be pretty lethal if J Team does end up not playing their cards right, and if 521 Pampy is able to get a couple focus attacks off. We're flipping back around though. Alliance facing off against Team GG. Ultimate's getting invested here. Parry's coming out from every single direction. Alliance's bow getting absolutely decimated from his HP here, but we're going to see another parry come out. CJS, the Immortal Defiance coming out from that Z-Ping ult, saving a lot of these players here. As CJS now getting comboed by Revenge, having every single player on him, using that Furin to the best of his ability, able to get almost all 3 of those players of Alliance off onto the Furin, but that Z-Ping ult just doing so much to sustain Alliance's health. Bo is going to be the first to go down. Revenge going to get parried here. Lane trying to make something happen. Very difficult. Parries at the wrong place and the wrong time. And 1, 2, 3. GG pick up 3 eliminations. Alliance head for the Soul Altar as GG pick up their first 3 kills of the game.
Very nicely done by GG. One of the teams that is already qualified for the finals. There is no shot that they aren't going to be making it into the bi-weekly finals at this point, but they don't want to be going down in the 6th game with a whimper. They want to go out with a bang and get as many points as they can, as the portion of those points do get carried forwards into that finals. However, a team that definitely needs to go out with a bang and absolutely pop off is XCG, as they are, how many points? 20 points. 20 points short of the bi-weekly final qualification. They're going up against OUG, one of the strongest teams that we've seen so far today, getting 3 MVPs in today's 6-game series. And unfortunately, Kakaishi has been taken down now. SS did get taken down pretty low. Yu as well, also very low. But Xiao Nan does get parried now. Jin Yu trying to salvage the situation. NiHQ in a 1 versus 2 situation. He needs to come away with the clutch here if his team has a shot at coming in with the qualification. He forces out that F from OUG, but now the third party's coming through and CXZ is coming in. He's going to try and chase down this last remaining member of XCG. They do have their resurrection, so they're not out just yet. However, any kill that they can get early on is going to bring them ever so slightly closer to bi-weekly final qualification, and beautifully done by NiHQ, able to turn this around onto CXZ. CXZ is getting cooked. NiHQ now popping that ultimate. Is this the 1v3? Hello? NiHQ has that F3 available. but he screws up the F3. No, what the? No, bro.
Oh,
He
so
almost had it.
That could have been very, very brutal for KLA, as they have used their resurrection. If he would have been able to get that double kill off, and the F3 would have been able to take him just a little bit further up above the hut, the terrain there doing a little bit of griefing of its own, as we always love to see. The terrain in Naraka, unpredictable as always, best part of the game.
Strongest
Very
enemy.
unfortunate to see happen, but we almost had a 3v1 there. Luckily, XCG do have their resurrections, so they'll be able to come back into this game. But a team that doesn't have their resurrections, almost getting 1v3'd, it would have just made my day. Everything that's already happened, every single time you think that Naraka isn't going to change and have something surprising happen in a day, you just go, okay, they're not going to do, surely something is going to happen again. Surely they're not going to do something crazy again. And then every single time we come out and we play these games, and it is absolute phenomenal Naraka gameplay. I'm so impressed by the way that these players are able to do this.
Indeed, absolutely. Kakaishi now on the run. OUG is hot on his heels. And it's looking somewhat dire for Kakaishi. His teammates aren't all that close, but here we are. NaiHQ and Xiaonan are now making their way over to him. So he's not in too much danger. However, they are going up against OUG yet again. Getting juggled on the buttery rocks on the cliffside. And a huge double parry coming out from OUG's Yu. Kakaishi then immediately getting locked up by the Tumulk Wisp and getting taken down. Now in a 3 versus 2 situation. It's not looking good for XCG. However, their saving grace, KLA, is coming in yet again to third party this fight. Now OUG's Yu, he has one Fury Blast left available, and he does use it just before his ultimate expires. Jin Yu getting knocked around, bounced around, almost gets hit outside of the circle, but considering that it's V2 here, they aren't going to be healed through that zone damage. And unfortunately, OUG is going to get third-partied back to the lobby, and KLA are going to come away with another 3 eliminations. And XCG are actually going to live to fight another day. They do lose 1 man, but 2 of them do escape. And the dream is still alive for XCG. However, OUG's dream of taking that first place finish in the qualification rounds is dead for good, unfortunately, as they had already used their resurrections.
Unfortunate to see OUG go out like that, especially since they were on such a good standing. They were about to take XCG out, and then KLA, the beautiful third party coming through and absolutely decimating. The amount of stun. Like, XCG, or the members of OUG were standing still for like a good 20-30 seconds there. They were still from one of the ultimates that we saw from XCG, and they were still from the Tessa Charm from KLA, and then they were still again from the next Viper ultimate, which just made it so difficult for them to have anything positive happen into that fight. 2 Cavalry Blooms for WBG there could have a very good realm potential there if they decide to enter the realm game, but it looks like they might not be. VV fighting for his life right now. GG is aggressing so hard. Onefang, the last remaining player alive of Team JL, trying to scale rush up the tree. We're going to see him trying to come away with something here, but it's going to be very difficult as GG, the Sharks, right now taking out all of these players. They were able to get the kill onto VVV. So JL going to be down a member or 2 at the end of this. And now J-Team aggressing hard onto Team GG. We're going to see the Z-Ping ultimate coming out for GG. The Dragon's Rush connecting into the Nej's Might for J-Team's Ice. Is going to get parried the second time they try and throw that, but the F1 is going to come and save them here as the Temi ultimate as well. Both of the ultimates getting thrown down, allowing them to back off. J-Team actually losing a member here, and Ice getting focused on by LXM and 330. And this...
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad day for Naraka Esports as J-Team lose 2 members and are probably going to lose their second one to CJS as we speak right here. The F3 comes out, does not connect. And Z, very little health left. The 1v3 potential is there, but could be very difficult.
No, it's not.
The rest of the members of... I can only hope, Duncan, as LXM with a jumping LMB coming in to save the day. And GG's for J-Team as GG eliminates J-Team. Unfortunate. Sad day to see.
That's rough. That is
Very
rough indeed. Now J-Team finishing off their day with less than 20 points in their second day of trios. It's they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's going wrong, because they can't continue like this. They need to find out what exactly is happening that's just losing them these fights. Because at the end of the day, you know, the team sitting at the top and the team sitting at the bottom, they're all extremely good players. It's just that it comes down to fine-tuning and obviously mechanical prowess. You know, players like OUG's U, like being extremely good mechanically and just being an absolute machine. Like there are some players who are a step above the others in that respect. However, a lot of the time it just comes down to team play, execution, communication, and that sort of thing, and just like macro decision making, like where we go, our hunting paths, etc. You know, and that sort of thing being the biggest factors. So they just need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what exactly they're doing wrong, or potentially try and just continue getting their reps in and build that trust with their team that allows them to rely on each other in those clutch situations that that so many of these really good teams are able to do. You know, you're able to trust your team and things just go better. You know that the synergy is going to be there. You know that you're going to be able to rely on them. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to really say. However, we are taking a look at this replay between the Realm of Yang fight between Bowder and WBG here. It's just been going back and forth peak. Very, very low now. Yeran desperately trying to help his teammate. Sleepwalker does go down, trying to close out the kill. Now Baige, also having lost all of his armor, Axiao on essentially the same HP, does take the skies with that F. Oh, the nunchuck RMB to the face. He does get taken down, and now in the 3 versus 1, it's unwinnable. And Bowder going to take the win in that Realm of Yang. But now we're taking a look at this fight. WBG desperately trying to cleanse this Yang depletion, engaging very aggressively onto TE here in the zone. Baige losing a lot of his health, is looking pretty rough. He needs to get a heal off with his Vitalia, but unfortunately it's just not going to happen. He doesn't have enough time after having come out of that transformation, and a huge double parry coming out there from TE is going to be making very short work of the remaining members of WBG in the zone here, especially considering that TE does have that White Tiger's prowess that they managed to pick up from, I'm assuming, a Spirit Well, as if they'd won it from a Realm of Yang, or if they'd won a Realm of Yang, it's very likely that they would have picked up the Vermilion Bird's Might. So most likely they got it from a Spirit Well, but in a zone fight, you know, White Tiger's prowess is extremely good for you as it gives you that passive healing. So unfortunately for WBG, they are going to be knocked out of this game.
Meaning that they will not be able to make the finals as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed.
If you do take a quick look at the scoreboard before, we do see that they are no longer eligible to complete for the finals. The only teams left that we need to be focusing on for that are going to be EWG, 5-2-1, and I believe XCG. Those are the 3 teams that still have a chance at making it into this finals. A lot is going to have to come out from XCG and EWG, but 5-2-1, you know, all they have to do is have a decent game. They need very few points compared to the other 2 teams to be able to pass JJH. And since JJH isn't putting any other points on the board, they don't have to worry about JJH doing better than them in this game, since they are not playing. Taking a look now, we're seeing JL versus Alliance. VVV sending some musket shots in, trying to capture this Spirit Well. And these Spirit Well fights are just so much fun as we get really nitty-gritty all close up together. Ultimate's getting invested here. The Temi ult's going to come out as well as Bo popping that Takeda ultimate, trying to see if they can make something happen with the fan, and VVV getting caught out. Mortal Defiance coming out, forced to use that F to back away here. Going to end up ulting here, sending that F to knock everybody out of the way, as we are going to see that Matari ultimate coming in as well. Not able to get as much value off of the ultimate as you would have liked, but getting saved again by the Zping ultimate. VV is going to end up going down the Alliance lane, picking up the kill. EWG wanting to come in for this third party too here. We might see the Viper ultimate coming in through. We do see them trying to pick up the kill onto Bo. They will get the kill onto Bo. Poison Splash coming out though could be a bit of a detriment to them, as they are going to be able to actually contest this realm, or this Spirit Well, as the Realm of Yang is also kicking off, ladies and gentlemen. GG versus TE. Han on the Zai, able to get a decent amount of burn take damage onto CJS. CJS going to use a Fern to be able to heal himself up, trying to use that last Fern. He has to peel for the rest of his team, and is able to pick up the kill onto Han. Leo getting dangerously low as well, back up to full HP. We are going to see a parry coming out as well. LYD getting sharked down with that gold dagger in hand. CJS barely throwing any blues out. The 1-2 coming out with the dual halberds from Han, from LYD. Parry gonna come out as well. LYD coming back around, dropping those halberds, but able to make a play with that jumping LMB. CJS with a huge parry to end it, end LYD's life. And now the 3v1, ladies and gentlemen. The parry comes out, and Leo gets sent back to the Soul Altar. As GG take the second Realm of Yang, JL is going to be searching for that Soul Bloom Essence.
Indeed they are. GG doing a very good job this game now, taking them up to 10 eliminations off of that second Realm of Yang win. They'll be picking up that Mystic Might, the buff that allows them to go and find all of those lonely players, the players who've lost their teammates on the edge of the map, or potentially they'll just run straight into the middle of the zone and use that buff to make sure that they don't get sandwiched between multiple teams. How about taking a look at XCG? They've picked up the Draco Storm here, and I think also we saw an announcement on screen saying that they'd won a Realm of Yang. I think they may have somehow gone uncontested in the Realm of Yang and picked up the Draco Storm. KLA fighting ghosts. Oh no, they did find EWG. XG on his own. KLA are going to make short work of this. The Tessa ultimate coming through and finding XG, and he will be eliminated. He does have two teammates left alive, but they are nowhere in sight for the moment. But moving on over to Shipwreck, Expanse, Bowder, and TE are going to be fighting it out. Lonely TXJ as well is also in the mix. TE desperately need to try and find those Soul Bloom essences to be able to cleanse this Yang depletion, and they are chasing down Bowder. They need these kills, they need the eliminations, otherwise they will be knocked out of this game. Although they are comfortably qualified for the finals, they still want to be able to come away with as many points as possible. Han using that F3, avoiding the knockdown from Yeran. The Batariel does come out. The F3 is going to come through again. Han now probably going to be forced to use the ultimate there. There it is. Yeran also in his ultimate. Han managing to catch two members here, but Yeran catching him out of the sky. Han taking a bunch of damage. The zipping ult is going to be committed now. Yeran using that F3 yet again, but Han, he's able to find the Zai wave connection onto Yeran. They're constantly going back and forth, trying to space out. Spacing on Zai ultimate. It seems very brain dead, this character. It seems very sort of just mash your face on the keyboard, but it does take quite a bit of experience to win in the Zai versus Zai matchup, as the spacing required to actually come out on top in that fight is not something that you could do easily. It does take practice. It looks as though XCG NiHQ is going to be taking down TE's Leo, and unfortunately there's going to be no chance of him getting resurrected, as he did have the Yang depletion. But the third party coming through from 521 Cloud with that fan RMB doing work. Jiaonan releasing these blue focuses while in stealth. Pampy going for these parries back to back to back, but just not finding the connection, unfortunately. And now the third partiers are going to get turned on and immediately eliminated. Cloud getting taken down as well, and 5-1 are going to get eliminated from the lobby and have their chances of qualifying to the bi-weekly finals crushed before their eyes, unfortunately for them.
Oh, XCG's Xiaonan as well. It's going to go down to the zone, which is so unfortunate. They were having such a good comeback in this game, getting within 11 points almost of beating JJH out, but now losing a member, especially their healer, with Bauda hot in pursuit of them, is not a very good position that you want to be in. Looks like they do have the funds to be able to buy them back, but Iran, hot in pursuit, is not going to let this go. Wants to end their career as soon as possible, with XCG being the only real contender to be able to come back into this. We are going to see NiHQ with the Rampage coming up, followed by that jumping LMB. Is going to have Iran back off a little bit. Coming back in as they are going to see the third party from CXZ and KLA on the other side. As they jump in, there is a Bane's Breath getting popped around this area as well. Kakashi and NiHQ split up in this area, but all of these teams are starting to converge. They do need to find themselves a Soul Altar and a Rift Dealer to get their other player back and come and try and get back into this game. If they're able to get at least like 2 to 3 more kills, get a high placement, get that multiplier, they have a very good shot at beating JJH out right now. They're at 69.3 points. They need to pass the 80.9 point threshold. 13 more points onto the board. And it's definitely doable, as it looks like they have found TE's Han. This could be closer than we know it. We see the F3 come out, taking a lot of damage out. The ultimate is going to get invested as well. They need this kill, and they know they need it. We're going to see the ultimate coming out from the other Zai as well, chasing him high into the sky. Going to try and drop down, and with 1 tick of health remaining on Han, they're able to come away with the elimination. 8 kills up on the board for them, 70 points. They need exactly 10 points to tie with JJH, so 11 points or 10.1 is the minimum amount of points that they need to come away with the finals placement.
Indeed, 10 more points. You can do it, XCG, I believe. Although for the side of JJH, they are praying that XCG gets spotted out by one of these 3-man strong teams. GG, speaking of a strong team, managing to secure themselves this Spirit Well, picking up that golden armor, yet another golden armor to boot. They have 2 gold armors on the side of GG. So we're going to fight here as well. Alliance Revenge getting found out by KLA on his own. Unfortunately, does get eliminated by KLA. He's not going to be able to survive that one. And XCG, they do have the money. They have the money to get a resurrection. The question is there a shop that's actually close enough or even in the zone that they're able to go to try and buy the rebirth charm? And quite frankly, I don't think there is one. I think the closest one that there is southward in the zone, and even then, that might not have actually been there. It might not have actually spawned. And even though that's in Chinese on the bottom of the screen, I'm pretty sure we know what it says. I'm pretty sure that that simply means that they need 10 more points, talking about how they just need a little bit more to actually be able to qualify into the bi-weekly finals. NiHQ doing a great job of escaping that potential game-ending death there, making his way up to this tree, using the F3 and those grapples very well, and managing to find a moment to heal up and hide himself from the lobby, try and stay as quiet and as inconspicuous as possible. JL getting caught at the side of this Moonbane. TXJ does take a bit of damage, but it's not the end of the world. Bowder is close by, but they're not looking to commit just yet. XCG playing with fire. They're at the very, very edge of this Moonbane. They could get tagged by it, or could get spotted out, but thankfully for them, they are going unnoticed for the moment. Bowder in a pretty good spot here. Have the Flamebringer, golden armor, and golden fan onto Bowder's Yeran. So he is going to be doing a lot of damage with that Zai ultimate going into this endgame. That's only if they're going to be able to actually find find the right positioning and find the right moment to actually make use of that Zai ultimate.
Uh-oh. XTG getting sharked out. GG looks like they have spotted NiHQ. Lost a lot of health and armor here, as they are going to try and rotate, switch to which tree they're going to be holding. It looks like GG has given up a little bit of the chase, but they are always going to be keeping their eye out, sniping Baoda's Jing out from the tree over there, as all of these players are starting to take to the sky. Some of them playing on the lower areas, and these tree spots, like you said, is going to be very dangerous, especially for these players who are going to be facing off against. I don't even know. There is one Viper comp left into the game. The rest is going to be majority Zais, and GG going to be running the lone Sand Siphon left in this lobby. It's going to be very difficult for XCG to be able to pull this off, especially without a healer, not having that sustain at the end. Bowda's peak as well with the Merciless Havoc is going to be very difficult for them to be able to get any kind of space and footing into that end game whatsoever because of the gold focus clanking. It's going to be very difficult for Zai to be able to capitalize and get these get all of these kills like we just saw here. Usually when without the gold jade, you're able to break through the blue focus, and Zai does a lot more damage because it's in the gold focus. It'll be able to not clink. But when you have the gold focus coming out from Merciless Havoc, it's going to be difficult. And even if you don't have it, NiHQ going very low here. 330 getting sniped out of the sky. Kakashi, the only hope for this team right now. And oh my goodness. 330 with an eagle eye vision right now. Kakashi is taking a lot of damage from all of these players and now is getting brought very low in HP. Sending these shots off, as this could be it for XTG right now with one sliver of HP remaining. If CXC spots him out here, it could be very well it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have our finalists. It is going to be JJH, Alliance, JDG, Bowda, DRG, Fun Plus Phoenix, TE, GG, JL, KLA, OUG, and Wolves. None of the teams that had the opportunity to climb were able to get that final push. XCG was so close. No victory on that front, though, as we are going to battle it out here. This is just going to change the standings a little bit here, as all of these teams have qualified. The importance of the rest of this game doesn't matter too much, but you know, it can give them more pre-pose points, and you always got to defend your honor. As we're taking things in, Circle 6 closing on to Circle 7 as we speak. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. We do have 12 players still alive, which is a lot for this final circle. As we've seen, the theme here today has been a lot of these players not actually being able to survive this long. KLA's QGG with a huge ultimate here, but is gonna oh my goodness, all of the Mataris ulting at once, being able to iframe their ways out of this ult. CJS, though, gonna get caught by a Tessa, is gonna not take too much damage from that, as all of the action is starting right now.
Indeed, you are absolutely right. QGG getting caught up by Tamalquisp and getting sniped down by GGCJS, picking up yet another kill. Yeran now on the ground in the thick of it with that Zai ultimate, using that F3 as well. LXM getting pushed into the zone, stuck between the tree, the zone, and the sand wall. Unfortunately, LXM just not able to stay on his feet, and Bowda doing extremely well, running this lobby, trying their best to get as much value out of their cooldowns while they are still up and running. But it looks as though VVV may have cut that time short, as he too comes in with that Zai V2 and absolutely cooking Yeran with that zipping ult proc coming through just in time to save him. He does manage to turn it back around onto VVV, but VVV is still going to be able to pick up that kill onto Yeran with the fire damage coming in clutch. GGCJS still alive, sky high all the way up. Has been trying to survive as long as he can to try and get as many points out of the kills that him and his team have already managed to accrue. And now it is a 2v1v1 GG, JL, and Bowda. Bowda's peak up in the sky, trying to stay there as long as possible, but it's not going to last for very much longer as he does get grapple staggered out of the sky, tries to use that Flamebringer to get a connection onto this player, but unfortunately he's not able to do so, doesn't get any value, and now JL are going to come away